Hi, welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we're going to be checking out the Jun Watanabe Hornet that's just been reissued in 2025. And as I'm pretty sure you can see, I'm quite excited about it as it's one that I really love myself. To the point I actually built another one and hunted down all the parts because the demand for these got so crazy. I saw some of these trading for over £1,000, and that wasn't that long ago. So to the people that paid that money, sorry about that. The re-release has just devalued it back to, I think I paid £135, I think I paid for this. But those are the market. It's happened to me and happens to everybody at some point. Anyway, so let's go back in time a little bit and talk about this originally, as the story is quite interesting. Now, all the way back on the 27th of March 2012, this was released in Japan only. And looking at it, you can kind of understand, right? I mean, it's pretty bonkers to look at, but we'll come on to that. And I think that's what makes this kit so Marmite, what we call it, which is basically some people love it and some people just look at it and hate it. And I am, in this video, going to try and convince you why this is probably one of the best special editions Tamiya have ever done. That's setting a high bar for myself, isn't it? But please stick with me and I'll explain why. Anyway, something happened that there was a demand in the UK for them, and I'm not sure whether Hobbyco got back in touch with Tamiya Japan and said, hey, we've got a lot of people asking for these, but Tamiya Japan decided to issue 240 units, all with a certificate and numbered to the UK, and then they all sold out, and that was, I'm not sure if that was a year later. Anyway, so then there was no more. Then over the years, they slowly went from not being very desirable to being more and more desirable until we got to a few years ago when they peaked out, and then they were selling for like £1,000 odd on eBay. Yep, these got over £1,000, and I can understand why. It's a very collectible piece. If you're a Tamiya collector, box collector, shelf queen collector, this is one to get hold of. And the reason why I think it's brilliant is because Tamiya did a lot. There's a few Hornet re-releases, like the Supreme one, and then there was another one, I forget what it was. There's like 2 or 3. But basically, all they changed was a little bit on the front of the manual and changed the stickers. And that's it. And you can understand that because as a manufacturer, anything that you change costs a lot of money from just the standard. But when the Jun Watanabe Hornet came out, he changed loads of things. And as someone who loves special editions, this is what we want to see. If we're paying good money for something above and beyond, and it's collectible, it's got to be different enough that you can't fake it, or you can't sort of, you know, there's like one thing's different, because it's not enough to make it special edition. Classic example of that was the Tamiya Trike. You could fake one of those easy enough. The Tamiya Avanti, that was basically changing the colours, tyres you could get, rims you could get, and it was just the stickers. And if you could get the stickers, you basically make one and you can fake one. And as a collector, that's not what you're looking for. Well, when they did the Hornet, Jun Watanabe, they knocked it out the park. Straight away, the first thing, and most people probably don't know about this, the manual that comes with the Hornet is actually printed in purple. Yep, even the manual was different, and I love that. So that's the first thing they did differently. The next thing they did was obvious. They changed their whole livery for this spots and the pink. Now that is very decisive. This is very different, obviously, and it's also just a bit of fun as well. And believe it or not, Jun Watanabe designed some trainers that also match this, and they look really cool. But the first thing that grabs most people are the pink tyres. So that again was a very different thing. They had to change and get them manufactured in the different colour. They then changed the rims. You get black and you get white, And in the 2025, they've done the same thing. You've got the pink tire, you've got the pink tires, and you've got the black standard ones, and you've got black rims and white rims. The 2025 version is still under exactly the same kit number as well, the 58527. There is no difference between the original ones and these ones, unless you had one of the 240 where you got a certificate. The next thing they did, they changed all the plastics. Everything was changed to this purple plastic. The actual design of the chassis didn't change, it was purely the colours changed. So that was the rear diff housing, the chassis itself, the bumper on the front, the sidebars, all those were done in purple. And that made it very hard for anybody to create a replica because you just needed to have the original parts. Then they did a few other bits and pieces like the ball cups in pink, the actual end hubs, they're a different colour as well, and even the springs are actually in white. And that's the only thing that I haven't got for this. The springs I've got on here are the standard ones, as I built this from parts, but I almost got everything. I did think about just painting them white, but whether we'll ever see some spares coming out for it, I don't know. If I can, I will. But they were so expensive. It was cheaper for me, and I still don't know how much I paid, but it was a lot more than what this one was to build up a replica. I cut the windows out and did it slightly differently for myself, but I was chuffed, and it was the only way that I could get one for a reasonable amount of money. Since we had that one, Jun Watanabe has also done some work with Tamiya again quite recently when they dropped the blockhead wild one. Jun Watanabe has a shop in Japan, got its blockhead motors, and he does lots of modifications and bar parts and stickers and that kind of stuff. It's a very small shop. And then he did a collaboration with Tamiya again and brought out the blockhead motor wild one, which did really well, and it's gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Again, changed a few things as well. Some of the parts are silver instead of the red. The actual roll cage is now all grey, and I think he did a brilliant job of it. It then went a little bit sideways when he then did the Blockhead Motors Hot Shot 2. Now, one thing Jun Watanabe is really known for is doing really colourful liveries. And in his shop, he's got lots of different types of colours and all different things. And I was kind of hoping that we were going to see more Jun Watanabe kits and to be able to collect them. But for some weird reason, they decided to do the same livery for the Wild One Blockhead Motors as they did the Hot Shot. And that kind of was such a shame, because he's also posted lots of pictures of other Hot Shots that he's done. And it would have been lovely with all the colours to start collecting them. So I had one, but I'm not sure if I sold it on or I raffled it or I gave it away. I can't remember now. Sorry to interrupt your viewing pleasure, but how would you like to win one of these beauties for less than the price of a coffee? What's that? Before you skip, don't skip, because I've got something very exciting to tell you. But before that, you could win a Turbo Optima for less than the price of a coffee. Not this exact one, a brand new in-box one that will be delivered to your door free of charge. Also, this, the just released Masami RC10. Now, what was it I was going to tell you? Well, for free, yes, free, you can get a ticket to win a brand new bigwig. Yep, totally for free. No catches, no special things, no special handshakes. Totally for free as a thanks to everybody else who takes part in the other raffles. Anyway, back to the show. But having two the same, for me personally, was a bit of a letdown. But again, the essence of these two was really good. So it's lovely to see the 2025 one came out so that people could grab them that didn't have £1,000 to spend on a Hornet. Unfortunately, things have gone a little bit sideways again. I don't know whether Tamiya didn't expect such a high demand for them, or whether they couldn't manufacture enough in time, but the UK has not got anywhere near the numbers that it was predicted. So they've sold out almost instantaneous, which is a real shame, because again, some people that were after the original one and they couldn't afford it, suddenly this one comes out and then they tried to get it and they were turned down because it just wasn't available because they were a little bit later. So again, there's going to be some disappointed people who have been trying to get hold of this. a lot of you obviously are going to be, well, I'm not bothered at all because I can't stand it, because I never wanted an RC that was pink. But the reason I like it, and personally I do like the look of it, it has grown on me quite a lot, so I like it for its look, but I also like it for being a special edition. So if you are a collector but you don't like the look of it, still a really good one to collect, I think. Not sure whether we'll get a whole load more coming in or not. I honestly don't know. You can never really tell with Tamiya. Hopefully there'll be more, as I'd like to see other people get a chance to get this and not just be one of those ones that a lucky few got it and everyone else was disappointed. Right, I think that covers the whole back end side of it. So what we're going to do now is open it up and take a look at it. I do love the boxes, always love Tamiya boxes, absolutely stunning. Now it did say up here, white wheels and black tyres and colourful logo stickers also included. I can't honestly remember if it was exactly the same on the original one. I think it probably was, because I know it comes with the tyres, but I don't remember it saying anything about the stickers, but we'll find out soon enough in here. So this looks like it's been unpacked before, and I have had a little look. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of damage on this one at the bottom here on the manual, as well as it's ripped over here. But my plan probably down the line is I'll sell my other one and build this one at some point. So the first bag we have, obviously no bearings in this one at all, and this is your ABCD bags. Here's the white springs that I needed for my other one, and it comes with a standard 540 Tamiya motor. What else have we got? And we got our bags A, B, C and D, and then the coloured bumper. Then we get the two tyres. These unbelievably rare. I paid £75 for a set of rear tyres to put on my Frog. Yes, I actually put these tyres on my Frog, as I think it works really well with the pink going around the stripe at the bottom of the box art. So I hunted some down, and they were going quite hard as well. They weren't even in perfect condition. So these do tend to sell for quite a lot of money. I did see that Tamiya had some of these for sale, but unfortunately to ship to the UK, you've got to spend quite a large amount of money. Then there's the standard black set that most people would run it if you were going to do that. Then we have the body cut out at the back. Nothing super special here. And then you've got the cut out at the front, and then here. If I was going to build this one up again, I think I'd put a mechanical speed controller in it, as you can see it, and it just looks really cool, obviously with the driver as well. These are pretty easy to get hold of now. They used to be a bit challenging, but I think I've got a set somewhere. Then we've got the rear wing. One thing I did on my version is I cut out all the black circles. If I was going to do it again, what I think I would do is try and mask off all the circles, spray it, how would you do it? You'd have to spray it white, and then you'd have to spray it like silver a few times, then do the black circles. Not sure how that would come out. Normally you would do the dark colours first, but it'd be quite difficult to mask it out with all the circles left out. If it makes any sense. Then we've got the battery tray and the Nerf bars on the side, and we get the standard driver, all in that lovely purple that I like. Then we get the mounts for the rear diff housing, and they go around the actual axle, and a few other little bits and pieces in purple. Then you get the optional black rims and loads of bolts to attach it. We have the chassis itself. And that's why I really like this, is you can't, unless you've got one of these or you get the parts, you can't just slap some stickers on it and pretend, and you know, and you've got one. It's a lot harder than that. Then you get the optional white rims, which you would probably put on the black tyres. Then we get the diff housing, all in purple, and the parts that go on the wheel to attach the wheels, and then you get the cover for the pinion gear. What else have we got in here? Then we got the front arms. So you can see that they really decided to change quite a lot, which is what I really like about this kit. And then let's have a look at the stickers. I actually have a spare set of these decals I picked up ages ago. Look pretty much I think exactly the same as the ones that I've got. Now, in my previous one, I cut all these out. I wouldn't recommend it. You think it would look better, but unfortunately, a lot of them peel as they go round the corners. So even though you think you'd end up with a better example without all this, I would recommend cutting it out in the groups that it says. Otherwise, after about 6 months, a load of them start peeling off. And that is it. So there you go, just a quick look at the Hornet Jun Watanabe. So comment below, let me know, what do you think? Do you agree with me that it's a brilliant release that's special edition, or is it just totally makes zero sense to you? Anyway, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.